It is going off, my friends. It is happening right now, and there is nothing that we can do to stop this. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lucy Davis, and I believe this is going to be the last video you see with this background for a little while because I am off on the road, my friends. I'm actually filming this video on the 11th of January, which is Saturday. It's a beautiful, glorious day. You can see the sunlight coming in at me. And so this is for the Lucy Davis Live on Monday, the 13th of January. Now, like I say, I am off on the road once again, and I will be gone for a few weeks. So it's really important for me to keep consistent just for this week at this time. And then I'm going to be changing the time so that we can do a little bit later so more people around the world can jump on. Although I must say, ladies and gents, we had a phenomenal turnout last week as I was talking about the chaos in the cosmos that is currently taking place. And my friends, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that today as we are seeing explosions. Like, it is happening right now, and there is nothing that we can do to stop this. And I have to be honest with you guys, when I go off on my travels, when I go off on my what I call my wanders, things move at an exponential rate. So I'm going to suggest to you guys, as I always do, buckle up and buckle in, because the next part of this journey is going to be wild. So let me know in the comments below, because I will be able to check in on this video later on. Let me know how you're going. I must say as well, it is happy full moon, my beautiful babes. Full moon is in the early hours of the 13th in the UK anyway, and in Europe. So I do know that a lot of my following are in Europe and Australia. Obviously, we've got America as well. But, I just want to say happy full moon to you, you gorgeous bunch. And it's really exciting, the times that we are stepping into right now. And that's kind of where I want to take this video today. Now, I'm really disappointed that I'm not live. I have meetings, and like I say, I am on the road, so I just will not be able to do it this week. However, I really love the live videos, and please do let me know if you agree, because I can easily put content out like this. But what I like to do is actually do something live with you each week, connect with you, and really be able to, catapult the journey with the interaction. And I actually would really like to do a video soon called Ask Lucy. For those of you that don't know, I offer a free coaching service as part of my weekly Woo newsletter, which goes out every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Sometimes it goes out a little bit late, but it's normally 7 p.m. on a Tuesday. Now, that is the only time that we contact you. It's just once a week, and a newsletter to let you know what the latest energies are, my latest visions and views and things like that. So if this sounds like a bit of you, then please do go over to the description field where you will find a link to sign up for the weekly Woo. Now, in that, you will also be able to ask Lucy a question. So on my website, there is a freebie section. So if you go to www.lucydavis.com and go to freebies, in there is a section called Ask Lucy. And all you need to do is click on the link, and you can fill in a form, and it will come into our inbox, and you can ask me absolutely anything. Now, whenever I offer this service through Instagram, I just do a little video through my stories and say, right, ask me a question and I'll respond. This goes off the rails, which is why we decided to bring it into the newsletter each week. So you can answer a question, and then I will answer it through the newsletter. Now, of course, we do have a bit of a backlog of the questions, but it's really important because I just intuitively pick one each week. I don't necessarily go in the order. So it's really important. The question is answered right at the last section of the weekly Woo. So what you need to do is open the weekly Woo, scroll to the bottom. There is an Ask Lucy section, and in there you will get my views. and the feedback has been absolutely phenomenal off of this. So many people would like to work with me one on one, but as you guys know, I'm quite expensive. And then some of you guys join my programs, which is absolutely amazing, and you join Conscious Conversations, which is only £11 a month. So, I don't do everything very expensive. But, and you get to ask me questions in that, you get to get coaching, but this is absolutely free. All you need to do is do a couple of clicks. www.lucydavis.com. Click. Freebie. Click. And then find the form and fill it out, and then you are there. So, if you would like some free coaching to see what all the fuss is about with the insights that I provide, then please do go over there. And it can be about absolutely anything. My only recommendation to you guys is if it's something personal to you, give me as much information as possible, because sometimes I have to make assumptions, and I'll let you know in my comments. I'm having to make an assumption here because I don't have the information. So please do give as much information as possible, and you will get your response through the weekly woo. Anyway, my friends, enough about that. It is exciting times that we are living in right now. We are literally in the front row seats for the most masterful unveiling that humanity has ever seen. It is going off, my friends. It's wild what's taking place right now. The end of what we know to be life is here. That doesn't mean that everything's going to die. It means that the way that humanity has been run until this now point, everything has to go. Any lies that have been spoken will get a spotlight on them. Nobody will be able to hide their inauthenticity anymore. We will be able to see straight through it. It is such a wonderful period of time, although it's extremely scary, right? If you are somebody who has got away with being a bit of a blagger through your life, all of a sudden now this is going to stop. We all know one of those people, don't we? We all know one of those people, and they always just seem to land on their feet. Well, those people are going to come unstuck. This is about heart driven. This is about creating a world from heart now. Any lies that are told will be caught out. Any mistruths that have been spoken before now, in this present moment or in the future, will be found out. I have to be honest with you guys. I am getting information from so many different sources at the moment as to what is going on around the world. And I'm going to share with you a story that one of my best girlfriends, she called me maybe an hour before I'm filming this video to tell me some things that have literally landed in her lap today. Now, she wasn't close to me during the COVID era. So she obviously made a few choices for her life. And for her to call me and have these conversations, absolutely life changing. It is absolutely groundbreaking. And I'm going to share that story with you shortly. The way that I feel at the moment is God has spoken. Source has spoken, whatever it is that you believe in. And remember, when I talk about the universe, I mean me, because I create my own universe, and I'm very, very comfortable and I'm very confident in that statement. However, not a lot of people talk about the universe from that perspective. So when I talk about it, I like to just explain that. A lot of people go, oh, the universe has guided me to this. No, you've set the intention. You've manifested this experience that you are going through in whichever way, shape, or form. That's the truth behind it, essentially. So what's really, really fascinating when I talk about this is over the last I don't know, maybe 5 to 7 days, I have been seeing Gemini everywhere. Literally, absolutely everywhere. Today, I walked into a shop and somebody had Gemini written on their top, and it has been absolutely everywhere. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I thought it was about an ex-partner of mine, because it like that's the only thing that I really know. And I was like, wow, why is that coming up? Don't get me wrong, I've got best friends that are Geminis. Like I've actually got quite a few girlfriends that are Geminis actually, and I love them dearly, and they are literally my besties. And if you're watching this now, I love you girls so much. But I genuinely believe that this energy and this feeling that I was having was about an ex. Like, am I going to bump into him, or like, what's going to happen there, or is something going on with him? Is he not well or whatever? Because this is what tends to happen with me. I get like insights, like people's names start popping up, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, right, are they sick? And then when I end up speaking to them, or I end up bumping into their dad or something like that, I find out that they were sick, and that is why their soul was calling to mine at that time. So I've obviously gone through a bit of a process of this. But it's not anything to do with that, ladies and gents. Of course, it's about the full moon. So that has made me laugh out loud today as I got the memo on that. We are in clear out mode. Like there is no other way of saying it. We are in clear out mode, and we are releasing everything that has held us back. And sometimes what that means is we have to be confused about the signs so that we can look deeply. If you are somebody who pays attention to the signs, obviously, you can, pay attention, and you can actually go, right, is this still a thing? Am I still holding on to this? Is there a level of communication that needs to take place there? And then, when you actually get the memo, it's really, really beautiful. So there is a massive energy shunt. That's the best way. Like it's like we're being shunted forwards at the moment with the level of our communication, and communications will be returning to the way that they should have always been. Now, I'm having really gorgeous conversations about communication at the moment. Like I like information. That's the best way to say it for me. Like when it's a friend, or when it's a partner, or when it's a parent, or whatever, like that relationship, which is very important to me. Like for me to feel at peace and safe, like I like information. So I'm currently in the process of educating people, and I don't mean that in a patronizing way, how I need my needs to be met. Now, not everybody is the same. Some people do not give a damn. Some people literally couldn't give a shit about where you are, what you're doing, or anything like that. But for me personally, I've realized over the last few years that I like information. I like information because it stops my brain going and like connecting dots and making up stories. And I actually feel that most of us are this way if we care. If we don't care, because there are people that say, oh, I'm going to be doing this. And I'm like, I literally don't care. But then there are people that give me like a little bit of information, and I have questions about it. So communication is rolling back to the way that it always should have been, rather than this guarded victimhood, this guarded, oh, I better not say that just in case I upset that person. It's a really, really important shift, and people are either going to go with it right now, or they're going to refuse it. If they refuse it, and you are like, well, actually, do you know what, this is something that I need, what's going to happen is that relationship is going to break down. I have been shared information by a lot of people over the last week or two, definitely since New Year, that the lies that are coming out of people's mouths, and the mistruths, and also like the holding back of the truth, oh, they won't find out. Ladies and gents, everybody is going to find out. Right now we are in an energy where the veil has been lifted, everything's been dusted off, and we are going to find out everything. So if you have had an affair, like, stop it at once, first and foremost, or be honest about it and let the person know. If you have, lied to your child about something to keep something sweet, maybe you and your partner have split up and you've just lied to keep the peace, and you've lied to do this, these truths are going to come to the surface, and there is no way that we can hide it. If you've lied to benefit from somebody, again, there is nothing that we can do to hide it. And what's fascinating right now is I'm seeing a lot of people in different movements. And I'm not just talking about the truth movement, I'm talking about the spiritual movement. I'm talking about all sorts of different movements right now, that people all of a sudden, like I've had maybe 5 messages in the last few days of people saying to me, wow, you're right. The spiritual movement, for example, like these people are really showing themselves right now. Like, why are they lying about this? Why are they living in a, they're saying one thing, but they live in a completely different way. And my friends, like, this is the collapse of the matrix. So many people have benefited from you by blagging it. They've blagged it. Doctors, nurses, um, education, politicians, governments, you name it, they have all lied to you to be able to benefit in one way, shape, or form. And in fact, I'm going to tell the story now. A little bit of a jump in, but I'm going to tell the story now. So, one of my best girlfriends, I'm not going to give her name, but she has given me permission to share this story. She called me up earlier. She was walking past a shop in her, just very, very close to her home. And she goes in this shop regularly. And the man was just arriving, or the man she knows was just arriving at the shop. And she ended up speaking to him. And he actually said that basically there is a gentleman who works out of a hospital in my hometown. If you guys know my hometown, you know where I'm talking about. If you don't know my hometown, then you don't. But he basically works out of that, and he is to do with worldwide health. So his role is very global. And he actually said to this gentleman when he was in the shop that parts of China are already in lockdown. Now, my first question, rather than, okay, I knew that this was coming, my first question was, this guy, did he take the medical choices that most of us, got bamboozled into? Or and she honestly said, I don't know. She said she had made that medical choice, and she did. Because she didn't know any better. Obviously, she wouldn't do it now. And the guy that owns the shop had made the same choice. Okay. So I'm not saying this from a conspiracy perspective, because I know people like to sit there and say, oh, it's a conspiracy. But what this doctor basically said to this man was parts of China have gone into lockdown, and they're keeping it very quiet right now. The reason they are keeping it quiet right now is because this flu is a lot more deadly. So, of course, my friend, because she's been back in my life for a while now, she's kind of gone, I'm just going to listen and I'm just going to let him talk. And basically, what happened is a lot more information came out. So, he actually said he would not be surprised if there is a lockdown in place. He also went on to share a little bit more information about what he does and where he goes and all the rest of it. But I'm going to keep that because I haven't got that man's permission to share this story. And then the guy went on to say also a number of nurses from the hospitals, because this place is between two hospitals, come in. And she was like, oh, what's their stance on this? So basically, what they said is that the hospitals are rammed with this flu. And what they're saying is it is a lot worse than COVID ever was. Now, this is where it gets interesting. One of the nurses said to this gentleman, it has been proven that the second, i.e., the boosters, are creating turbo cancers in patients. The man who does the worldwide role confirmed that. So we are living in crazy times, and the fact that people are now speaking out in little conversations and it finds its way back to somebody like myself or whatever very, very quickly. This is what I'm talking about when I say communication is returning to the way that it should be. The truth can no longer be hidden. These people who forced people to do things, they are going to have to, really recognize that they have created genocide on a mass level. They have evidence of this. This is not just me making a willy-nilly statement. I asked a lot of questions on this conversation with my girlfriend. I was like, can I talk about this? Can I not talk about it? And then I thought, no, you know what? I am going to talk about it because this is everything that I have been predicting. People have told me I'm absolutely batshit thinking that we're going to go into another lockdown. We've never seen a lockdown in the whole of our lives. And then you're telling us we're going to get another one in, within 5 years in exactly the same way. I have told you guys very, very openly and very, very gently that we are literally living the exact steps that took place back 5 years ago. We are literally living it. I am going to the exact place or one of the exact places where I was just before the last one. Everything has aligned for this to take place, to bring it into wholeness, to show humanity exactly who people are and what they are doing. Because it's almost like there's been amnesia to certain facts. So now the universe, source, God, is providing the evidence. There is a real push towards a new way of learning as well. Now, I really do feel that this is why Soul School is as it like it's running at the moment. Soul School is progressing as quickly as it is, and I truly believe that everybody has gone, we actually don't know anything. We actually don't know anything. We don't know how to look after our bodies. We don't know what to feed our bodies. We don't really know how to test and see what's going on. We don't really know who to trust anymore. And this is why I feel that Soul School is gaining the momentum that it is right now, is because it is the new education system. It is the education system that is going to teach you how to heal your body, teach you about health, teach you about like pots and potions and things like that, teach you about how to regulate your emotions, teach you how to, process things and recognize trauma. And we have to recognize that this is happening in divinity. We cannot create a new world, which is what we're all like wanting to push towards. We cannot create a new world with the old processes. We cannot create a new world with the old systems. Things, projects that are for the future are really gaining legs right now. The energy that they kept giving me when I was talking to my friend is that everything's happening for a reason. This gentleman had to go into that shop so that my friend could get that information and get it back to me. These nurses had to go in there and share exactly what was going on. Now, I'm making an assumption on the medical people, but I'm assuming that they've all taken this as well. And if they are stood there saying, like, we have firm evidence that the second one has created turbo cancers and it is killing people in droves, how do you think these people are feeling knowing that they've made that choice? My friend, I've said to her that I will detox her. I've got a detox protocol, and I'll happily share it with anybody. I can send you guys a link and I'll happily share it with you guys, so that you guys can get involved in that if you have taken it and you want to detox from that. The guy that owns the shop, he was panicking about his choices. Now he only took two, but that's still the second one. People are panicking right now. And they're not realizing that there is many different avenues that they are getting these things to activate within people. Now, I haven't spoken out like this on a public video like this in a very, very, very long time. Why? Because, I know what happens. I know what happens when people speak out about this. Our voices get silenced. However, it's really important that any of you guys hear the truth. What we need to do right now is trust that everything is happening for us. Even down to the fires in Los Angeles, and I've been doing some work behind the scenes to just really bring peace. And the information that I keep being told is that, this is soul contract stuff. We have to trust that everything is happening for a reason, even though it sucks, even though it is hideous. Like I'm witnessing the horses and I am in heartbreak about this. Yes, I love humans. Yes, I love animals, but my goodness, seeing the horses and the pain and oh my goodness gracious me, it has really, really, really hit me hard. We must trust that everything is happening for a reason, but we also must lean into the energies. You guys know the darkness that has gone on in LA. We all know the darkness that has gone on there. And as much as it is so sad that innocent people have got caught up in the aftermath, that place needed to go. I'm not condoning it, and I'm sure that there is some underhand behavior behind it. Please don't think that. However, I have to believe that this is about taking, there's in fact, there is a real good and a light and dark partnership taking place at the moment. So I've got to believe that there is something good that is going to come out of Hollywood burning to the ground. like I was saying a short time ago, we literally cannot lie anymore. If you lie, you're going to get caught out. So just save yourself a whole heap of time, save your loved ones a whole heap of hassle. We must recognize that lies cannot come with us. It has to be honesty, it has to be openness, it has to be transparency, it has to be love, it has to be the higher vibrations. You will get caught out. So just think about that. Nobody is stupid. There is factual evidence to back up everything, and trust me, you will get caught out right now. I'm also being shown there's this real surge of energy of travel changing. Now, I don't know why, if I'm saying this now, because the lockdown that I keep seeing is going to be soon. So obviously travel will stop. Um, I don't know how that's going to look, but I do see that there is an imminent threat of that taking place. Now, like I've said behind closed doors, I really do believe that it's going to be in the first 4 months of 2025, but as we know, timeline changes happen constantly. We have surges in the Schumann resonance all the time at the moment. Why? Because we are changing direction. Like the path that we were going down, people are manifesting a different path and we switch. And this is why we really do need to be clean with our words and clean with our language and clean with everything, because the more we perpetuate this stuff, which is why I don't talk about it anymore, the more we will go down that path. However, I do feel, as somebody who's got a channel and who can channel, I owe you a responsibility of the information that I'm getting. We are in the Great Awakening, ladies and gents. There's no hiding from it. Absolutely no hiding from it. We are in the front row seats, like I said at the beginning of this video, of the Great Awakening, and it is exciting. It means the old has to go and the new is going to come in. There will be a new setup. There will be new governments. There will be new everything. Now, I just looked at the clock and it was 3:33 as I just went to say this. There is a huge push to bring everything under Donald Trump. There is a huge push to bring everything under him. You've got people like Elon Musk speaking out about the United Kingdom. You've got them going after Greenland, after Canada. And I feel at this point, you guys really need to pay attention to that, because there is an agenda to create a one world government. I'm not sure it's for the best interests of humanity, though. And Donald Trump has been the person who has been selected for that. So I think you guys kind of perhaps need to take a little look at that. We're all going to have to look at things from a totally different perspective that we ever have done. I have been told for a very long time, and I keep saying it to my Conscious Conversations community, there is going to be a plot twist that none of us could have ever, ever imagined. It's coming. It's like chomping at the bit. It's a must. It has to take place. However, it's still challenging. I'm not going to say that it isn't challenging, because it is, my friends. Everything is going to need to be looked at. This is in our inner world, in our external world, in the global world, the world. All of it needs to be looked at. It is time to look at different perspectives and recognize that sometimes the people who we've been listening to, the people that we've been paying attention to, and the people that we've been investing in actually don't have our best interests at heart. The light is turning the dark into a tool of awakening for the masses, my friends. That might be a good name for this video, right? The light is turning the dark into a tool of awakening for the masses. If you are continuing to ignore what is unfolding, you have a lot of work to do on yourself. You have a lot of soul searching to do. You have a lot of connecting to do. And I'm not saying that to be patronizing. You are going to be in for some absolute shocks this year if you do not get aligned to this and get aligned to it pretty quickly. It is super heavy for the star seeds, the light workers right now. So I just want to take a moment to just send absolute love and bliss and divine connectivity from my heart to yours. We are transmuting big time right now. We're transmuting on behalf of everyone. It has been a challenge. It has been annoying. It has been frustrating. We have people very close to us in our lives that still don't get it. They still think that everything is a conspiracy. They're not willing to see past the end of our nose, but we love them. And if you are experiencing any of this, this is the time to turn on your heart right now in this now moment. Literally just go there, put your hand on your heart, and just allow yourself to just flick the switch to on. Crank it up. Let everybody feel it. Do any of you guys remember Care Bears back in the day? Do you remember when they used to do the Care Bear stare and the hearts and the birthday cakes and everything would go up into the sky and just create this absolute beautiful, beautiful light? That, my friends, is what we're doing right now. Turn your heart on. Allow that gorgeous frequency that is within you to reside within the hearts of absolutely everyone around the world. Allow them to feel it. Allow them to be it. You be it. You be the driving force of exactly what you choose for your life to be. We are in the start of the new earth, my friends. We are in the evolution. We are changing our lives. We are changing the world. My friends, I really do hope that you found the information in this video useful for you, for your day-to-day life, for your personal life, like whatever it looks like to you. I hope you found this information useful. Like I say, I'm going to be away for a few weeks now, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be around. I will get content out. I hopefully, fingers crossed, I will have a much better place to be able to be, filming and getting content up. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to be back live with you guys super duper soon. As always, when I go off on my wanders, please buckle up and buckle in. You know what's about to unfold, and I am so, so, so excited to be here with you guys. Do remember, if you've got any feelings on this video, please comment below. And I would also really appreciate you sharing it far and wide. And let me know, have you heard anything that's come out of China? Have you heard anything from doctors and nurses and things like that? Is this information that we have been hearing, or at least my best friend has been hearing and she shared it with me? Is that information that resonates with you? Like, is this happening in your town? Is this happening in a place by you? And also let me know. Maybe just put LD, as in Lucy Davis, for lockdown, but put LD, like I see that there will be an LD or whatever. Wow, did you see that big orb? Big orbs. Funny, I had a conversation with someone very recently and they were like, I don't believe these orbs that you see, Lucy. And I'm like, how can you deny all of these things? Oh, it's just dust. It's just this. It's just that. You got to love it. You got to love it. Anyway, my friends, I love you to the moon and stars. My heart is with you always. And I will be back catching you super duper soon. Lots of love. Catch you on the next video, my friends. Take care. Lots of love. Keep safe. Ciao, ciao for now.